Rouse is in the house, and we are going to talk about Select.
Absolutely, that's a great product. And we saw earlier people just writing on the chat side talking about all the weight that they are losing. I have never seen anything like Select, a weight loss product like Select, that absolutely gets the weight off so fast, gives people so much energy, and builds lean muscle. Really not since the 90s. And actually, those products that were out in the 90s, this, in my opinion, is far better. It doesn't give you that jittery feeling, just gives you a lot of energy and burns that fat so fast. And tonight I know you're going to talk about that and why it's doing it, and if there are any special things that we need to know about the Select. So, Dr. Rouse, we'll go ahead and turn it over to you.
I would ditto everything you just said, and I bet you that Christopher Brada is very excited because this stuff is jumping off the shelves. That means that it has workability.
It is.
And tonight we're going to talk about those people that we meet out there. They have really tried. They are starting to watch their glycemic index foods. They're cutting back on calories. They're literally getting out in the heat of the day, walking, doing some exercise, and lo and behold, I guess for some reason there's so many plateaus. Plateaus have become a problem. Well, the Select product is the perfect plateau remedy, and there's nothing more aggravating than to try real hard at trying to lose weight and it just doesn't budge. And hopefully this call tonight, these few minutes that we put our focus on the Select, will give you more confidence as a salesperson or as somebody who is going to take the Select product. You know, Albert Einstein said it well when he said serious problems cannot be dealt with at the level of thinking that created them. And with that, may I take you to Dr. Charlie's Dietary Boot Camp, give you just a 101 degree, knowing that you're going to have an adjustment in attitude and an action change in order to get it there. This product, Select, is for those people who have the verbiage. They come up to you and they start telling you, you know, my jeans just won't zip up. The rings that are on my fingers are too tight. The bloat won't go away. And I need to get serious for 2 strenuous weeks. What do you have in mind, Dr. Charlie? And, you know, when we look at it, the genetic genes are not what's out of whack. We're dealing with 2 major complications of the human anatomy, the liver and the lymph. And these 2 are the factors that keep holding the plateau at a plateau. The liver gets congested. The lymph gland gets sluggish. Now, I'm going to remind you that calorie-free and the original is lean are designed to help open the gateways so that the lymph, the bile flow can move quicker, and so that the liver can detoxify more efficiently. So calorie-free and is lean are going to open the gateways. But Select is the motor. Select is making the system really rev up. And when the liver is overworked and whenever the lymph system has become stagnant, plateauing is way too easy. And there's a whole surprising connection between your weight loss and your liver. We're in a world of toxic chemicals, a plethora of pollution. The meat, sometimes, I have a friend who plays professional basketball for the Houston pro basketball team down there. And he's Alexander from Albany, Georgia. And we've had him good nutrition for years. Now, he's been blessed. He has a little 3-year-old child, a little girl. Now, Alexander must be almost 7 feet tall. And his 3-year-old child, you know, obviously is going to be a big little girl, but her pediatrician told her the other day that she was gaining too much body too fast. And he said that it was in the chicken and the beef. because too much hormone stuff is in the chicken and the beef. And unless you buy chicken and beef that's not hormonal, then you got it. And lo and behold, we got all this pollutant, toxic chemicals that are coming our way, and this biochemistry demands that our liver be kept in tip-top shape, and that fat metabolism can only occur if we have a healthy liver. Now, for the little girl, we're taking her off of chicken and beef, with the exception of going to the store and buying the hormone-free beef or chicken. But for us, because we've already got all the stuff within us, then we have to go about and learn what it means to make our body chemistry healthier for us. And that means, Jack, that we're going to have to teach people about the whiteout diet. Again, we go over this on a regular basis each Monday night. And the whiteout diet is your 2 weeks worth of dietary boot camp. It means we're going to get serious for 2 strenuous weeks. And anything that's in the white bread, white pasta, white sugar, white milk, white potato, white rice, we're going to ixnay. We're going to say nil, no, nada. And the truth is that some bread is good, like Ezekiel bread, eat it. Or pasta, you can get some of that green pasta or whole wheat pasta, it's okay. And you can substitute xylitol for your sugar. And you can find that you can do without milk for a while, and white potatoes are not a necessity. You can literally have some red potatoes or some sweet potatoes and do even better. But over on the far right there, here's something you've got to avoid at all costs. In order to get out of a plateau, you've got to give up margarine. If you're going to do anything in the butter factory, let it be real butter. And another thing is, some of those pills that you're swallowing, like ibuprofen for simple headaches, those non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, they all congest the liver. They make weight loss absolutely atrocious. And when we say artificial sweeteners, we're talking Splenda, we're talking Sweet and Low, we're talking Equal, we're talking artificial, and they have to stay out of the way. Now, on the next slide, we're going to pick up where we're at when we're dealing with lymphatic and liver conditions. And it has a lot to do with hormone imbalances. Hormone imbalances. And you know that you're out of whack hormonally if you are putting on fat midsection abdominally. And people that have hormonal issues are those who complain a lot about indigestion, bloating. They definitely have more cellulite. They cannot efficiently burn body fat. The truth is that because their hormones are out of balance, then they have a weight loss negative. It just doesn't go anywhere. And some of the other naughties of a congested liver, which, by the way, create hormone imbalance. Blood pressure goes up, cholesterol, LDL is up, HDL is down. And you know when the liver is tired, you're going to be pooped. And no doubt that when the toxins filter into the blood and they go to the brain, you're going to be moody, anxious, more the personality of somebody changes, more moody blues, molly grubs, that kind of thing. And the truth is, the skin is going to be rather discomplected. So it's all because these toxins build up. And this bloating, this indigestion, these mood swings, these skin rashes, they're all a sign and a symptom that hormones are out of balance. That's why we use calorie-free and Isline first and foremost. That gets the gateway open. Now we bring in the heavy hitter. Now we let Select. The door is open, bringing on the heavy hitter Select. We are now helping a liver that's overloaded with pollutants and toxins to be more efficient in burning the fat. And I guarantee you that if the liver is congested, it'll sabotage the best weight loss efforts yet. Now, moving over to the lymphatic system. You know, the lymph is it's everywhere. It's under the arms. It's all the way up and down the body. Your lymphatic system has no blood vessels. It depends on the circulation of the junk and the gunk that's in the pipeline to move about. And the best thing in the world you will ever do is to learn on a regular basis throughout the day, stretch, and stretch some more. And if you have a mini trampoline in the closet, get it out, because a little bouncing will do a lot for getting the lymphatic system to cut loose and let the flow begin. A little walking, a little trampolining, a little bouncing, a lot of stretching. And I guarantee you, as I mentioned a moment ago, the worst food product for the lymphatic congestion is milk. The cow's milk is just going to cause a whole bunch of problems. And if you start adding in the other congestors like pork, sausage, bacon, bologna, frankfurter, spare ribs, those rascals will congest the lymphatic system. All right, so now we got somebody who's got a sluggish, tenaciously stubborn lymphatic system. And how do we know? Well, we feel their arms and legs, they're thick and puffy. You can't see the bones on the body anymore. And their fat layers are actually excessively thick. And that's when you have to think lymphatic system. What are we going to tell these people? Eat more fruits and vegetables. I mean, from asparagus to the yams, every vegetable, have at it. And from the apple to the watermelon. But remember, no poisons, no Splenda, no Equal, no Sweet and Low. We don't want these old sluggish lymphatic systems to be even plagued more. And if you know somebody who has been plagued with excessive weight since childhood, I guarantee you we're dealing with a lymphatic system. How do we get these folks moving? Well, we got to make this lymph a little bit leaner. We got to make it a little bit more fluidy. We got to make it less viscous. And that means that we've got to drink more water. You know, consuming too little water can really cause your body to retain water. People say, wait a minute now, I'm swelling already in my ankles. Well, I guarantee you that you're not drinking enough water, because when you upgrade to water, your liver is going to be more bioflow, but your kidneys are going to be more diuretic. So insufficient water slows the lymphatic system down. And women who have cellulite, that's a first clear sign that their lymphatic problem is very deficient. Hey, and whenever water accumulates, that's when the bloating occurs. So add more water to the diet, and that'll give the body a natural diuretic, a natural flush. And then you add more protein to your diet, because protein controls water between and within the cells. When you got good protein, you got better balance. When you're low on protein, you're going to be much more prone to be bloating. You see, protein is going to help you jumpstart any weight loss problem, any plateau problem that has become pugnacious or resistant. We're talking about the liver. We're talking about the problem with the lymphatic system. And we start with calorie-free, is lean. That opens the door, and we bring on the Select to pump the system through. Now, for the last few minutes, we're going to talk about, for you boys and girls that are over age 40, you know, the conundrum of age 40. I guarantee, I don't know what it is, but at age 40, there's a major mystery, a riddle wrapped inside an enigma, presbyopia. That signals that you have reached that age. Well, presbyopia is when you can't quite read that small print on the page anymore, or either you need a lot longer arm to even bring it into focus. Well, when presbyopia starts, a lot of other ailments are right around the corner. You start looking in the mirror, and if your cheeks are rosy, like in rosacea, or if your nose has red veins popping out right on the edges, or if you look down at your shin and it looks a little tinted yellowish or brownish, or if you punch your bone in your arm or in the sternum of your chest or your shin bone and it hurts, or if you look under your arms or around your neck and you have skin tags, that's called Syndrome X is beginning. That means that your blood sugars are up. That means that your hydrochloric acid in your stomach is down. That means that your cholesterol is out of whack. That means that your blood pressure is going to follow up, just like your blood sugars did. And that means that when you put on weight, it's midsection or the rear end or the thighs, and it is very difficult to lose. And that's where Select is going to become the big major hitter. So we use calorie-free and is lean to open the doors, but we use Select to overcome insulin resistance. Anytime insulin doesn't know how to behave with a cell, bad cholesterol, high blood pressure, erratic blood sugars, and weight gain are always over here in the spectrum. So you need to have your doctor to give you a good, thorough physical, and it should include an insulin resistance test. They call it in medicine GTIRT, glucose tolerance insulin resistance test. And if you do a GTIRT, it'll majorly show you what has been causing your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your blood sugars, your weight gain to be so hard to overcome. People aren't necessarily in need of a blood pressure pill or a cholesterol pill or a blood sugar pill until they have gone at insulin resistance. So we bring in calorie-free, is lean, we open the gates. Then we use Select to make sure that insulin resistance is not our problem. And by the way, it just makes common sense that sugary stuff has to go. And the truth is that a lack of quality nutritions are going to definitely stagnate your metabolic processes. So if you already are suffering with a problem called plateauing, then you have a disruption in the metabolic process. And that means you're low in calcium, magnesium, potassium, phosphorus, the good stuff. You need more OPC. You need aloe red. You need the basic nutritional metabolic building blocks so that we can undo the disruptions. We got to pull these logs out of the river. We've got to use more calorie-free and is lean to open the gate, but we use Select to push it down the river. You see, obesity is a major factor, and there's no denying that it is epidemic in the U.S. of A. And we have some of the greatest tools in the world. I'm talking about high scientific, a lot of thought behind each and every tablet or capsule, and you can win this war. The battle against the bulge is for you to win. And guess what? Is Xperia, you've got the best of the best. So why don't we just give it our best of the best? And when we put our best of the best to action, we can win the 40-plus conundrum. We can win the plateau problem. And it begins with is lean and calorie-free to open the gate. Select becomes the artillery to win the war. And if you're already there, I promise you that you've got to have a metabolic power source, and it comes from OPC, is green, and aloe red. And that is the rest of the story.
Dr. Rouse, thank you so much. And we had, I know we'll have some questions coming in to let everybody know on the online. I'm going to put it on moderated text chat, and you can go ahead and start texting your questions to Dr. Rouse. You will not see them, but he will, and we will get to those questions. I know we had one question right away that talked about the agave nectar, and I know that the xylitol, I know you've spoken many times on that is probably the best sugar substitute or a natural sugar to use, not only because it tastes so good and it's good for us, I think you told me it turned into water when it went into your system, but it also prevents tooth decay, killed streptococcus, many other things that you've talked about. But somebody did want to know about if they could take the agave nectar.
You know, agave nectar is a cactus, and it does have its own good flavoring. And in moderation, that's in small amounts. The products that we use agave nectar with are organic, very limited amounts, and it doesn't affect the glycemic index. If you go high doses of agave nectar, you can actually raise the blood sugar. So, again, it's in moderation.
Okay.
I do love xylitol, as you mentioned a moment ago. That's a perfect sweetener for the perfect time.
Right, and I know that we have the xylitol in our Burst, which is amazing. I heard someone say earlier they put xylitol in their coffee. I guess we could do that, and it would taste great. And I know that in the future we've got a lot more xylitol products coming out. We'll be excited about that. Let's get to a couple more questions, and one for sure that I got by email before this call started, and that question was, can someone take to get their energy in the morning and get their weight loss started off quickly, taking the Select in the morning, like one Select or even a half a Select, and then can they take one or two of the regular Is Lean and Calorie Free in the afternoon?
You know, that's absolutely fine. My wife takes the Select and the Is Lean together in the morning.
Okay, so you can take those at the same time.
Sure, they're designed to work together.
Okay. And let's say someone can only take a half. They take like a half in the morning and a half of the Select in the afternoon. So they could take a half a Select and one regular Is Lean in the morning, and then the same thing in the afternoon.
Well, that'd be a good thing.
Good. And like you said, and then the Calorie Free. Let's see if we've got any other questions. Let's see. They're coming in pretty fast, and it makes everything jump, so let's get to one. Is there any contraindications with prescription meds with either the Select or the regular Is Lean or the Calorie Free?
You know, the Is Lean and Calorie Free are home free. I mean, you can go at them. Select has a warning on that bottle, so I do suggest that if you don't fit the criteria of the package insert on the side panel, it's best to go at it only under medical supervision, because somebody had a high blood pressure or a heart rhythm problem, we don't want to mess with any of their drugs.
Okay. They need to check with their doctor if they have anything like that. Let's see, here's one. Can a person that is taking antidepressants use Is Lean or Is Leans or Select? They were asking about when the Is Life and also the Select are going to be on the websites, which I know the Select is there now. You can purchase Select in your back office. Is Life is going to be pretty soon. But how about that, Dr. Rouse, if they're taking antidepressants?
Yeah, you know what? As we mentioned a moment ago, when the lymphatic and the liver are congested, one of the major side effects of a congested liver and a stagnant lymphatic is mood swings, depression, mully grubs. So, yeah, what we're doing there is moving the bile, making the lymphatic flow. People feel cleaner, healthier, more wholesome. But will it interfere with their prescription drug? No.
Okay, and here's one from Vicki. If someone's over 40, and she was wanting to know, can they take the regular Is Lean, 3 of those a day, and the Select, 2 of those a day, and Calorie Free?
Yeah, they can do that. And you know, everybody has their own sensitivity zone. I can give. Some people can't drink a cup of tea or cola without some central nervous system effect. But yeah, that dosing there, 2-3-2 should be fine. Okay,
and here's a great question from Annie in Ohio. She wanted to know, are you supposed to take Is Lean Select, and Calorie Free each day? And she thought, she was saying, Is Lean Select, was that just a stronger Is Lean? And that's not right. The Is Lean Select, or the Select, as we call it now, and the regular Is Lean, those are 2 separate products. Isn't that right?
Yeah, we prefer that the calorie-free and the Islean be used regularly to open the gate.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, take Select with those two to bump the system, to make the system. We're talking about people that have the 40-plus conundrum,
mm-hmm.
or people that are plateaued, people that are really stubborn. I had a lady that came in today, is having phenomenal success with just Islean,
mm-hmm.
just Islean alone. But then again, Jack, you and I know many people who, even with the best of calorie-free and Islean, they need a little more, and that's where Islean Select is good to put with it.
Right, and I know when you develop the regular Islean, now that works on a few more parts of the body than the Select. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's designed to work with the hypothalamus of the brain, the adrenal system, the thyroid function. We're going after more of the opening the gates of the thyroid and the adrenal to make things work.
And here's one from Karen, wants to know about the vitamin D levels. And I know that we have the vitamin D coming in the new Is Life, and that'll be 2,500 units per scoop. And I know she was talking about how current is your vitamin D level on your medical laboratory reports. And I know you've talked about this many times. She was talking about how she's seen a lot of companies out there are still using the ranges from the 1940s, and that's so true, Karen. Dr. Rouse, I know you've taught many, many times. You gave us a website also to go an independent website to look about vitamin D3, and that really talks about, I'm assuming, the minimum that you need to take per day is 5,000 units. Is that correct?
That is correct, and shorter, 1/2 to 1/4 of that. And yes, vitamindcouncil.org, perfect website.
vitamindcouncil.org.
Now, think about this, Jack. In Canada, medical science doctors insist that you take vitamin D because they have proven that it is anti-cancer, anti-flu, antivirus, antibacterial. So the Canadians were told by their physicians they must take vitamin D to save their life. The FDA heard what the Canadian government said. They put a stymie on it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But then when the research was real, even the FDA had to admit that, you know what, that's real medical science. That vitamin D3 definitely is, as the Canadians say, one of their best nutritionals on the world market for cancer prevention. So go to it, Canadians. You have won the war, and you have more sense than a lot of people in the world.
Well, I'm so excited about all the ingredients in the new Is Life that's coming out, and especially the 2,500 units per scoop of the vitamin D3, which Gloria and I both take 10,000 units per day of vitamin D3, and our 22-year-old daughter takes 5,000 units per day. So we definitely try to stay on top of that. And I think we've come to the top of the hour. Dr. Rouse, we don't have any more questions. What a great call tonight. Let's see, we did have one coming in. A great call here. Thank you so much. And I'm going to take this off of the text chat, and you can shoot anything to Dr. Rouse. And Dr. Rouse, we appreciate you tonight. Appreciate everybody on the call. Make sure you are sampling this Select. It is so easy to build your business with the Select. We've done it for many, many years in a weight loss company, made a lot of money, and the money is being made here by the people that are sampling just one Select pill per person. Make sure you get your postcard, and the little Ziploc bag comes with it. Staple it. Go sample as many people as you can, and even tell them to start with a half, unless there are people that say that, you know what, nothing gives me energy. Well, then tell them to start with one. But anyway, you'll be amazed at what happens to your business, and you'll be helping so many people. And again, Dr. Rouse, thanks again for being on the call. What a great call on this Select. It's a fabulous product. Thank you.